All right, enough horsing around now. This information is seriously interesting. Unlike a cat or dog, a bit more planning needs to be done when caring for a horse during hurricane season.
Your emergency plan should cover two options, either staying here and waiting out the storm or evacuating. Which one you go with depends on the property you live on. This property was built for horses, so we have high elevation and a retention pond in the back to help reduce the risk of flooding.
Like your own pets at home,
some horses don't like rain very much, and especially if it's lightning or thunder, the horses can get very scared. Cold weather affects the horses the same way it affects humans. So the most important thing is that they have adequate shelter and blankets to keep them warm.
Kaylee says it is important to monitor horses in the heat and be sure they're not undergoing any type of heat stress. To help them stay cool, give them frequent baths after exercise.
Just making sure they have access to clean and fresh water at all times is probably one of the most important things.
Keeping them in a well-ventilated area is important too,
which also helps avoid the insects, which are very common in our summer.
So this is Asus. This is your own horse.
Yes.
And I see that Asus keeps doing this little shaky thing. What is he doing?
So what he's trying to do is he's trying to get rid of the flies because he's not a big fan of flies. Well, none of the horses are.
Neither am I.
So he's just trying to get rid of them because he doesn't have hands to like brush them away. So he has to get a little creative. Or that's shaking his head, moving his skin, or you have his tail, which is his built-in fly swatter.
Safety first.
Pop her bridle on. Alrighty.
You ready?
Yeah. Now let's see if this meteorologist can double as an equestrian.
I feel like I should be holding on to something else.
Well, you hold on with your legs.
Okay, holding with my legs.
Seems like I'm getting the hang of it. Horses can also feel under the weather, just like us.
When the weather changes very drastically, like it's cold in the night and then really hot in the daytime, colic is very common, so it's definitely something you have to keep an eye out for.
Colic can be compared to the common stomach bug. The difference, however, is that horses can't physically throw up, so their caretakers need to closely monitor them when the weather suddenly changes.
Good girl.
And unlike dogs, horses do sweat in the heat. Another cool thing about horses is that they are really connected with the wind. They stand facing downwind, so that way they can watch out for things they can't smell, and the wind will help alert them to what's behind them. This position also keeps dust, sand, and even their own tail from blowing in their eyes.
It's my new storm chaser.
This is meteorologist Kerrigan Chauvin reporting.